Hello and welcome back to Roll on the Adventure podcast, where we create and we play games and then we give them out to people like you. So we're in the second half of this Primordia session we've been going through, and cue the intro.
Roll
on the adventure.
The adventure.
Roll on the adventure. Done.
Adventure. Right. So, do we want to quickly go over who people are playing and what the current situation is?
All right.
We'll end with the current leader of the council because they need to then explain what's going on.
So I've been playing Konmar, the Naga merchant prince, half man, half serpent, dressed in finer silk, ruler of the city of Al-Barir.
I am Merje Bang of the Illic, a race of antelope folk who build their cities on vertical cliff faces, incredible traders, cowardly when it comes to fighting matters.
Okay. I am playing Oon of the Singers, who is a 7-foot floating monolith, who doesn't talk particularly much and communicates through an interpreter. No one's seen what happens when the speakers have to fight, so the singers have to fight. They don't really have any natural predators.
And I was playing Lakal of the Kurai, who basically desert folk, travelers, and nomads. Due to him disappearing into the desert under somewhat mysterious circumstances, I am now playing his daughter, Sumal, still of the Kurai, who is attempting to organize basically a show display / grand merchant caravan across the new oases and trade routes that recently seem to have appeared across the lands.
Cool. Now it's time for us to play cards.
All right, so I'll do my cards first, and then everybody in order follows.
Okay.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'll do is I want minimally in this. So what I'll do is play the 6 of hearts. The 5 of diamonds, which is basically bazaars, and I just say that Konmar goes himself, and I'll bet the 6 of hearts, just some nasty betting in there, and I'll discard the 2 of clubs so that the adversary doesn't get anything really, really bad. So I'll keep the 6 of clubs for next round. And let's go to Joel.
Okay.
Joel!
This is a difficult one for me, so I think I'm going to contribute the 4 of spades again.
4 of spades, you'll contribute it.
Yep, so welcome back, the giant snake. I am going to bet the 2 of spades.
You're going to bet the 2 of spades. Excellent.
Yeah.
And you're discarding...
I'm going to discard the 9 of hearts.
The 9 of hearts. Okay. Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, not entirely comfortable with it, but I've not got the best of hands.
It's all right. Okay. You mute the next one.
Okay.
Right. So, playing cards.
Yes. So you got a fairly good hand.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think people are going to want, I think particularly Chris is going to play some quite big cards on this. So I'm probably going to contribute my 3 of diamonds. I think either I can still win because I think other people are going to prop this up maybe. But I'm not entirely convinced. So I am going to discard the 4 of clubs.
Discard the 4 of clubs, and you're contributing.
Yep. 3 of diamonds, and I'm going to bet my 7 of spades.
Your 7 of spades, and you keep the 9 of clubs for next round.
I am doing,
Yes.
yes. I finally got rid of that 4 of clubs.
All right, so I'll call Chris then. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. So, what is your bet? No, what's your contribution first? Let's go contribution.
Okay. So I'm contributing the 8 of diamonds.
The 8 of diamonds.
And I am gambling the 4 of diamonds.
The 4 of diamonds, you're gambling it. And what are you discarding?
The 4 of hearts after having it for 3 rounds or something.
The 4 of hearts. Okay. So you stay with the Ace of spades. Cool. So I'll call everyone. So you need to know what happened first.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. So the cards contributed were the 5 of diamonds,
Okay.
the 3 of diamonds, the 4 of spades,
Yep.
and the 8 of diamonds.
Okay. So that was quite a comprehensive failure, isn't it?
Yep, very much so. It's
16 against 4.
Yep. So yes, I'll call everyone back in. All right. So we got our quest results.
Yep. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. So just as a initial starting point, the quest was quite resoundingly unsuccessful.
Oh.
16 red against 4 black.
Ouch.
Yep.
That's a bit of a setup.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't win them all.
So from that, I'm guessing that the singers very much misjudged what you should talk about the desert to make people like it, and have mostly been going, yeah, there's giant like rocks out there, and sometimes they move and kill you. And that's like, yeah, how cool is that?
One of the cards played was the 3 of diamonds for electric rodents.
Are they new? Are they something that's new in the world?
They can be.
Perhaps it's something that's old in the world and first time anyone discovered it.
We also have the 4 of spades for the return of giant snake.
Oh.
If somebody wants to pick up and run with that.
That's a good thing.
I mean, is it just the tale of the previous head of the Kurai and his battle with the giant snake is kind of making more people want to follow him?
That would make sense.
I was thinking, do we want to do like a montage where we each describe a scene of people trying to help and cocking it up?
And yeah, because it was meant to be, at least in my mind, kind of a grand procession sort of thing with each of the races touring and showing off the best of what they've got to offer.
Like visiting different... Yeah. Okay.
Who would like to tell the story of how they messed up first?
I'll go first. So this is going to be just there's a choir of singers. There's like a full 8 of them, and none of you will have ever seen more than like 4 in one place before. Maybe there was 5 when you got to go fight the giant snake, but there's like 8 of them in one place, and that's kind of rare. And there's like this synchronized humming, and people start having visions of like the deep deserts and, you know, like time and like erosion and stuff like that. On like seeing it as the singers see it as this beautiful yet like utterly, so it's like a very alien feeling, like that's being implanted into these people's heads with this sort of song magic, and people are just freaking out. Like it's going really, really badly. People are seeing glimpses of the things that lurk in like beneath the deepest deserts, and like the secrets that are hummed by the dunes in the dead of the night, and they can't take it. Like people are panicking. There's a riot going on, and that's. I think we should end just as people start burning things.
I'm imagining it's like if Salvador Dali designed the trippy scene from 2001: Space Odyssey.
and set it in a desert, and yeah, weird and horrible.
So a band of Illic assassins went out amongst the Kurai people to find the leaders, the dissenters, the people sort of sowing dissension amongst the ranks. And they think they found them. Certainly, they were in and out very quickly, and a bunch of Kurai died. This may have caused more grief than it was worth, because now I think the Kurai are rather upset at the Illic as well as their leadership. And so trade has become harder, and Marge Bang is hemorrhaging money left, right, and centre.
Oh.
He has never bled this much in his life.
The Karai already split between several very different views of where their society should go and what their culture is, basically fully schism into several different groups, some proclaiming that they should return to their roots as desert traders and travelers, many of them taking up lives of banditry, taking what they see as the betrayal of the Illic to heart, setting up bandit encampments and raids along many of what were once the prime trade routes. Others go completely the other way, setting up for the first time permanent settlements within some of the towns and cities, becoming actual full-time townsmen and farmers. This basically fractures their society completely into several fairly distinct groups.
Ouch. Right, so what we don't get our bets revealed, but the Fallen draws 2 cards.
Yes. So, alright.
So what did the Naga do during this?
Alright, so Conan observing this whole deal himself, and he's quite baffled because he doesn't seem to connect with the more mammal human forms of the Karai. They seem to think he's some sort of disgusting slithery being, and that his innate tolerance to poison isn't really helping. He's actually quite used to just being worshipped because of his success, and he always approaches people with "You've never heard of me. I'm so surprised," and he just manages to fumble in every human interaction he has.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I thought that big difference. Like we have 16-4, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's taken it personally, has he?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, yeah. So what did the Fallen get?
The fallen one got the 4 of clubs, which is actually good,
Yeah.
and the Ace of hearts.
So it only got 1 point after that absolute unmitigated disaster.
Wow.
That's pretty good for us.
And who's got the Queen of Hearts? Because somebody just got something out of that.
Demetrius.
Yes, I have the Queen of Hearts, true, and I get 1 progress. Okay.
Yeah.
You get an extra point of progress. So
I'm at 18.
wow, you're way ahead.
Well, Chris is close enough to overtake me at some point. So the way this round ended, Purple is at 10, Joel is at 1.
Hooray!
I think I've got myself on 11 because I had a queen. Yeah.
Oh, 11. Yes, sorry. 11 plus 10. Yes. And I'm at 18, and Chris is at 13. And the adversary is at 6.
Cool. Right then. We're gonna. Yeah. So we need to change leader. So who's going to be leader next? How are we going to decide?
Who didn't get to be leader last time?
That'll be me.
Yeah.
It is time we
Okay.
put our faith in the stones themselves.
Oh, that's going to end well for you lot. So the person who's going to be calling the council next is going to be one of the singers, and we'll work out exactly what's happening.
Do you want to deal cards first before we do the scene?
Definitely deal cards, yeah.
Okay. I'll do my own cards first, and then I'll go to Joel. Okay, for me, my cards are the Ace of Diamonds, the 9 of Spades, and the 10 of Spades, which is strong. And let's go to Joel.
Okay, what have we got?
All right, Joel, we have the 8 of Spades for you.
8 of Spades.
The 10 of Spades, the 10 of Clubs, sorry.
10 of Clubs.
And the 7 of Clubs. Wow. And you have the 9 of Clubs as well. No, sorry, not.
I've got the Ace of Clubs left.
The Ace of Clubs, yes. So you're all clubs. No.
Yep.
8 of spades, 7 of clubs, 10 of clubs. Sorry about that.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll go to Chris. Okay, Chris.
Hello.
Yes. All right. So
Yep.
you have the 7 of hearts.
Uh-huh.
You've got the 8 of clubs.
Yep.
And you got the Joker. So you get one more card. The 6 of spades.
Coolio.
Okay, and I'll go to purple now.
Right then, let's get my cards. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, so you have the 9 of clubs. You already
9 of clubs already, yeah.
you already had it. 5 of spades.
5 of spades.
8 of hearts.
8 of hearts.
And 3 of clubs. It's the 8 as in 7 plus 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3 of clubs.
Yeah, got the 3 of clubs.
Okay, and I'll summon everybody now.
Right, so the council has been summoned to the halls of the Naga.
Purple, sorry. We had the Joker. Do you want to do the Joker card before the council or after the council?
Ooh. I'll do the Joker before the council.
Okay, so Joker was Chris's.
Okay.
So does this mean we're doing the focus scene on my guys?
We are.
Oh God, yes, it's the reaction to what's just happened. It's like, how is Samal going to what's going to happen to Samal?
And quite what's going on with the Karai generally. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as the scene setting then, the Karai have more or less schismed into kind of city or more urban Karai, I guess, that are working to greater or lesser degrees with the Naga or the Illic, helping to kind of build trade routes and getting on with that side of things. But the greater chunk of the population, even though not many of the leaders, but most of the actual population are more country or rural, who are kind of increasingly returning to the old, or what they see as the old ways of, well, quite a lot of petty banditry, but more desert survival, going out and exploring.
So, which are the sort of Greenland people? Which are the Greenland cultists?
They're more amongst the country ones, or kind of questing to try and find this Greenland,
Okay.
and also not particularly caring about any alliances or playing nice with the Illic, the singers or the Naga.
Yeah. I mean, the singers will largely, do their own thing.
Yeah.
Are there any real conflicts between the singers and the Karai?
The singers are kind of regarded as not exactly holy, but kind of sacrosanct or
Apocryphal? Would they be seen as like apocryphal? Would they be like sort of not unholy, but sort of part of a wrong religion, as it were?
they're more, amongst the Greenlanders at least, that would be, they're representatives of the current way, which is not how they feel things should be. Most people kind of leave them be because they're weird and a bit spooky. No one particularly likes them as such, whereas at least the Illic and the Naga, some people have trading ties with them and you can talk to them and they're a bit close to human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Now that's just really interesting. So what's the current dispute? Is it going to be between like the Greenlanders and Samal?
Yes. So the scene is one of the newly formed oases, one where the Illic folk launched their ill-fated and poorly targeted assassination raids.
Okay.
Against the Karai. Sumal's there trying to patch things up and convince them to stay together as one people.
Yeah. Okay.
Who do other people want to play?
I'm not going to take the head of the Greenlanders because I think that's kind of close to Aaron from last time.
I want to be a Greenlander. I will play Pelaga, sort of mother figure, that is basically trying to get her people to move to a different sort of environment.
Cool.
I shall take up the role of Muntab, the son of someone who was murdered by the Illic in their pursuit of some misguided attempt to guide the Karai people.
And I'm going to play an unfortunate Illic trader who's got caught up in all this mess.
Cool.
Probably because they've been, they make ironically, a scapegoat for something that's happened.
Scape gazelle.
That's scape antelope.
Scapealope.
Scapealope.
Yeah, so something's happened. Everyone's blaming the Illic. The Illic professes its innocence.
None more so than Muntab, who is stood over the Illic, screaming, "This creature, this beast, is to blame for my father's death."
Okay. In contrast to most of the Kurai, Sumal is quite elaborately dressed in fashions very obviously based off Naga styles. You must cease this foolishness. This merchant is not one of the killers.
You dress like a foreigner. You bring to me words speaking as a foreigner. You defend a foreigner. Why should I trust you?
I am the leader of the Kurai, elected in the wake of my father's demise or whatever happened to him. You will respect me, or I will see you brought before our people's court.
You cannot bring everyone to court. You cannot make everyone respect you. You've lost your way. You've lost your path. This is not the way of the Kurai. We need to move away from all this foul treachery and wizardry and the floating stones and the snake people. Our future is in the Green Lands.
My father has died. Who is to say that I am not now the leader of our people, thanks to the lineage of blood? I say that we go to the Green Lands as well, that we settle, that we get away from these outsiders.
The tale of the Green Lands took my father. I do not want it to take any others. It is a tale, a pleasant tale to be sure, but there is no such place on this world. If there was, we would have found it by now. Our place, our destiny, is with the other races, working together in unity, striking out into the wastes. You will find only desert and the ancient storm of knives. To do this is to court death.
What do you say, Animal? Have you nothing to say for yourself?
Well, I couldn't have killed anyone. I was in the inn all night. I was bartering. All the time, there were people there that could see me.
Puh, all Illic look the same.
What actually did kill your father? Illic are not renowned for their martial prowess. It seems unlikely one would travel here simply to kill a single person.
Oh, sweet irony of ironies. They brought the poison of the giant snake to our doorstep.
The Horn people are known for the treachery. Isn't our god's adversary a horn person with hoofs the same way the Illic are?
Those horns are very, very different to Illic horns.
Sorry. Yes, very true. Out of character laughter.
We don't have hooves, we have toes.
I say we kill him.
I agree.
Do not do this thing. It will forever sunder you from the other races. You will be cast out into the deserts, there to wander, and no doubt soon to perish.
What good has this alliance done to you or your father? You don't see that keeping company to these people is just bringing you down. Well, I'll be glad if we cast away from all of this dreadful crowd and we thrive in our own without enemies and poisoners.
Muntab spits at Sumal's feet. I cast you out into the desert myself. Go live amongst your singing rocks, your snakes, and your goat folk. Take this one with you and grab the trader by the horns and throw it in the puddle of spit.
Yeah, the Illic kind of stumbles and kind of sees the opening, and they're like past Samal and out the door. Yeah, with their like big backpack full of like tubers and things that they were trading. That's tubers as in like roots and stuff like that, not like actual brass instruments.
Oh,
The Illic are known for transporting brass instruments.
That sounds more like a Naga thing, like brass instruments. I think if the Illic more like, bells and wind instruments, like flutes and things.
And at least one didgeridoo player per tribe.
let me play you the song of my people.
It's mandatory.
Wow.
Wow.
That was amazing.
So yeah, that was a cool scene. So is Samal still on the council?
Technically, yes, because the Greenlanders don't care enough or respect it enough to send a representative.
Yeah. Okay. So, but like Samal's position is shaky.
Yes, in terms of what she actually represents.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's kind of cool. I like. Right. So yeah, the council has been called. It's probably going to be the Naga who end up doing the actual calling, mostly because the singers aren't very good at that.
Figures.
So like Oon's going to this time Oon arrives, but Oon arrives in the company of another singer. This one looks like more weathered. It's weathered into like almost like spiral shapes, like it's been carved, but there's no tool marks.
Do they have a translator?
Like Oon is, you don't know. It's hard to tell, really. And
Do they have the same color?
they look to be the same sort of stone, but like I say, this other one is just more eroded and looks like more ancient, even by like the standards of a singer.
Merge Bang is going to pay this new singer far too much attention.
Yeah, it's not like the ones you've seen before have generally been like more smooth. Yeah, a lot of them do have like different sort of quirks. They're hard to recognize like one from the other, but it's possible. This one's quite distinctive, which is not something that you'll be kind of used to. It like parts of it look like it's about to crumble, about to flake off, and it hums, and its humming is deeper, and it seems to hum in like multiple tones at once, which is not something you've seen Oon do. Like there'll be like a high frequency mixed in. It's got a very different timbre, and the ape speaks. There's things happening in the desert that the singers wish you to be aware of. These new oases, they're I was about to say tip of the iceberg, but there's no way he'd say that because he has no idea what an iceberg is. They're just the tail of the snake.
Nice.
There's more to it. They say that the paths of the desert are changing. Something deep below is moving, and something's coming, and the desert's running from it. He kind of looks nervously around at you.
Merge Bang is just staring at the monkey, just kind of completely quizzical, absolutely silent and unscrupulous.
Conmar just drinks a sip from his chalice that he's using to have wine in. This is most disturbing, he says.
Sumal still looks a bit shaken up after recent events.
They say that something seems to be calling it, singing to it, drawing it close.
Another story of voices on the wind in the distant desert. Such things seem to be common these days.
No, the Dunes speak of this thing that is coming, not of what is calling it. They say it's not like anything they've seen before. It's a drumming.
Then we need to investigate this drumming.
And what, pray, would the singing stones have us do? Where would they have us go?
It is not in the deep deserts. It's coming here to the cities. And the singers are ill-equipped to investigate cities.
Al-Bari must be protected. I will defend the cities with all my army and all my might.
Without cities, there is no coin. Without coin, there are no Illic. I, Merge Bang, shall commit everything I have.
Then we must find what is rotten at the heart of these cities, and then we can decide how to deal with it.
What resources I have, I will lend in your aid.
And if you have ones who can guide us, then the singers would like to send a choir into the city, with your permission, of course. Right, cards, I believe.
Of course, no problem. Yes, so we've dealt the cards, so I'll mute ourselves and I'll do my betting and call for Joel after this. Yep. So, doing my card first. So I need to play, well, I have a 9 and a 10 of spades, so what I'll do is I'll bet the 10 of spades I'll contribute, and I'll bet the 9 of spades. So this way I make sure we win, and I got a good thing going on. And I'll just discard the 6 of clubs and the ace of diamonds. So next is Joel.
Okay then.
All right. So
I am going to commit the 10 of clubs.
Okay.
Because I'm not seeing a dramatic failure like last time. I will bet the the 8 of spades.
The 8 of spades.
And I'm going to discard the ace of clubs.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
So you stay with the 7 of clubs, and moving on.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So what do you contribute to this campaign?
So I'm contributing the 6 of spades.
6 of spades. And what are you betting?
I'm betting the 8 of clubs.
The 8 of clubs.
And I'm discarding the ace of spades.
Excellent. All right. So you stay with the 7 of hearts.
Yeah.
And I'll call purple. All right.
I genuinely unsure of where this is going to go. So I am going to bet the 5 of spades.
The 5 of spades you're betting.
Yep. I am going to discard the 8 of hearts, and I'm going to contribute the 3 of clubs.
The 3 of clubs. So you stay with the 9 of clubs in your possession.
Yeah. So I reckon we've got time for one more round after this.
Okay.
So I'm trying to set up for a good hand then.
All right. So,
right. What have we got?
10 of spades.
Nice.
The 10 of clubs.
10 of clubs.
Yes.
Holy crap.
The 6 of spades.
6 of spades.
And the 3 of clubs.
Holy crap. I should have bet way more.
Yep. So we got 29-0.
That is pretty mad. So I'm just going to quickly look through and see what everything means. Forgotten death.
Okay, I'll summon everyone else. Welcome back.
So, how'd it go?
Right. So, there's going to be this expedition that you're kind of investigating these cults that you seem to have found. The thing that's drawing the whatever is coming to this world is it appears to be graveyards.
Okay.
Like but not like the sort of well-tended ones. It seems to be like where bodies have been dumped, sites of massacres in the war, and there's like things seem to be happening, like strange phenomena, like people seeing strange creatures moving. So who is going to be sent to investigate the largest of these sites?
The Illic strike teams will. So the large groups of them. We're very, very well versed in finding hidden places and rooting people out of them. And I think it would come as a shock to all of the soldiers there present to find Illic amongst the numbers of people hiding therein.
So yes, there's a group of well-versed Illic.
Sort of lesser-known military force that we've been sitting on for quite some time.
Yes.
Twiddle the mustache.
Anyone else?
A small number of the Kurai go along. Some of them are slightly odd fringe mystics looking for looking for hidden places in the world rather than actually directly helping, but they are at least able to. They are bodies that can at least be sent to quest. Seems that Sumal might be using it to clear the house of some of her political enemies.
Oh. And the Naga?
I think Lasha is going to be the one that
cool.
Goes to this without the hounds. Just she's sort of a seeker, spotter. She's good for investigation missions.
Okay, cool. So, what city are we in? Which one? Do we want to make a new one? Do we want to use an existing one?
I think one of the sort of lesser vertical cities of the Illic, Mothmarta. Mothmarta.
Yes.
All right.
So Mothmarta is kind of like a town where a lot of peoples come together to trade. It's got this huge sprawling bazaar that's kind of been created by the non-Illic.
Yeah, sort of nestled at the base of a cliff.
Yeah, there's the Illic cliff that rises above it. And unbeknownst to those who settled it, beneath it, there are catacombs. And, some of them were known about, used for storage. But this goes deeper and deeper into the earth than anyone ever suspected. You're sure this wasn't here before? This is new.
Lasha sort of grinds her two scimitars together to sharpen them and is waiting for any sudden movements.
Cool. Anyone else?
I'm playing a slightly unusual fringe mystic named Cairn, who's eagerly delving into the catacombs, trying to work out what they are. Seems to be doing a strange series of prayers and rituals as they go.
Yeah, this again. They appear to have been carved, carved out of the rock with tools. But no one's it's in a different style to the city itself for a start. Even the bits of that were cut out and not just inhabited. The sort of tools used, you're quite uncertain of what they might have been. It's very smooth. There's no there's no tool marks, but they are obvious. The surfaces are too smooth. The corners too sharp for it to be anything else but created by people. And there are skulls and other bones, but the Illic skulls are pretty obvious.
Too many of these skulls have antlers.
Yeah.
Are there non-Illic?
At the top, there weren't, but the deeper you go, there are non-Illic skulls as well. There are quite recognizable Naga skulls with Naga sort of lower body skeletons as well that you can see, and there are Kurai, and there are ones you don't recognize, and because I'm thinking it's been at least a couple of generations since the war in heaven ended.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you may have heard of stories of some of these strange creatures. There's also pieces of crystal of various hues.
One of the Illic higher-ups picked one of these up and says, "Would that singers left skulls. I've no doubt these would be more recognizable."
The singers with you don't have an interpreter with them. There's again 8 of them, and they're kind of having to go in single file. Their humming is disquietingly loud in this small enclosed space. and you head deeper and deeper into these catacombs, and it's getting really warm.
Lasha is just very careful. It is quite treacherous for slithering beings to climb down like this. She keeps looking up, thinking that they're going to be ambushed from behind for some reason.
Right, so it's been a couple of hours down these tunnels before you actually spot something else down here. It's a strange, hunched creature. It's probably twice the height of a man. And it seems to be arranging skulls into patterns. Doesn't seem to notice you approach. It was here in the dark on its own with the skulls.
The Illic will move to surround it very slowly.
Yeah. It appears to be made of like dry and partly charred wood.
Kin and the other Karai are lost in a sudden moment of religious ecstasy as they begin loudly praying and chanting.
How loudly?
Fairly vocally.
Oh dear.
They're not making any particular attempt to be stealthy or quiet.
Okay. As long as does anyone knock any of the skulls?
Trying not to. Trying to stay up on the walls as far as possible.
Yeah, me too.
Fair enough. So yeah, if you're not disturbing the skulls, it will ignore you. But then the singers start to hum louder and louder, and there's like these layers of melody, sort of weird drifting songs, and this thing kind of looks up towards them and sort of like emits this low moan. It's like the sound a tree makes when it's collapsing, and the singers respond, and it kind of seems to get angry at them.
It is at this point that the Illic will swarm in, snag up any skull that has an antler attached to it, and sort of disperse, sort of scatter these skulls as far as possible.
It turns. The singers, this is in like a slightly wider, opener area. The singers kind of move to surround it, and there's like the song is loud, so very, very loud for just a brief moment, and this thing explodes. Like bits of wooden shrapnel everywhere.
That sounds very much like a victory.
It was. We got an absolute ton of points. That was like 29.
Wow.
And so yeah,
was that a gin?
then it's quiet. You'll notice that one of the singers is no longer floating. It crashed to the ground in that crescendo. And in the distance, you can hear drumming. Slow drumming. And then the singers start moving again, and their humming sort of drowns it out, and they're leaving.
So the Illic move really fast so that they are going to find the source of the drumming first.
Okay. Yeah, so you descend even deeper, and you come to a chamber deep beneath the earth, and there is like a throbbing pool of molten rock, and the drumming seems to be coming from it. You have discovered what's happening. Not necessarily why, but what. And that's the end of that sequence.
Boom.
Yeah.
So what was the hunched figure, a djinn?
It was like an undead ent,
Oh, okay.
because I got the ent card.
Card, yeah.
Nice.
I got volcanoes, hidden places, ents, and the forgotten dead.
Very cool.
Yeah. And the fallen draws one card.
Yes, the fallen draws the 5 of hearts.
5 of hearts, putting it up to 11. And Dimitri gets a point.
But it also boosts Demetrius.
Yes, okay, so points. I get 9 points from my 9 of spades.
Nice.
And then Joel has the 8 of spades, right?
Yep. Brings me up to a grand total of everything you won in this round alone.
Plus, so Chris is the 8 of clubs.
Yep.
and Dave is the 5 of spades.
Cool. I really misjudged. I thought you guys were going to back out on this one. Right. Do we have time for another round? Or shall we epilogue?
I think epilogue.
So the totals are, Demetrius?
All right, so I'm first with 27.
Ow.
Second is Chris with 22. No, 21, sorry.
Woohoo, 21.
And then is Joel, no, then there's Purple with 16.
Yeah.
I was going to say, no way in hell I came third.
Fourth is the Adversary with 11. And finally, Joel with 9.
That's fine. Illic breed like rabbits. There'll be many of us after this evil is dealt with.
Okay. So we've got to resolve the secret of the volcano, and to do that, I'm going to hand over to Demetrius to narrate the epilogue and the following Naga ascendancy.
Okay. I'm not sure I want to do that. I would think that the way our story ends is with the Greenland Curious.
Oh, okay. It's your prerogative.
Okay.
Our epilogue begins on horseback. There are a few dozen or perhaps 100 Kurais leaving the desert. They're marching towards a different place, and they keep going with their faith guiding them ever westernwards. And seeing a mountain, they rejoice because this is the first non-flatland, not desert land they see. Suddenly, on the side of the mountain, they see a river, and they keep going and following, and they shore up to the sea. And for the first time, a huge expanse of water, and on the other side, trees and vegetation and high mountain. Finally, they've broken off from the horrible desert, and all of this, all the snake people and the goat men and the weird rock
Things.
that sing are just legends from now on.
So they've left the old world behind and journeyed to the new.
Yes.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Nice one, dude.
So what happened was the round before the last one, when I was playing the Greenlander cry, I thought that this expectation to leave the desert was sort of how lots of Caucasian people just colonized Europe. So all the sort of demons they brought, they had antlers within and that sort of thing. So
Okay.
that was the idea. Naga people, these sort of demons left behind because they colonized the lands of history.
Oh, wow. Right. I had a lot of fun playing that.
That was good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, catch us next time when we're going to be doing a post-mortem of Primordia. We're going to talk about what worked, what didn't, and come up with the revised version of the game. Bye!
Woohoo, bye!
Bye.